the Lions, they're my family. Yes, they were the people that were with me through the difficult times. I mean, there's friends here that became my best friends, and there's just this place. I love this place. It's been amazing. I'm lost for words, because there's no other words that come to mind other than family. Yeah, it's been 15 years, Brendan. I started my first year in 2008 as a junior under 19. Yeah, we spoke about it quite a bit during the week, and I spoke to some of the coaches, and they say it goes by in a flash. If you think about it, it's great memories from being a junior, working through the senior systems, thinking about how it was in those days. The juniors didn't come through the systems that much, and you had to wait your chance. And yes, it was an amazing journey, and I just felt it was the right place for me, even though I only probably started playing senior rugby at the age of 24, with us being out of Super Rugby and all of that. So yeah, it's a really place I love, and it's been an amazing journey, and it just feels unreal to know it's your last training, your last game. Just the emotions all over the place. Yeah, as juniors, I remember my first time coming to Joburg Stadium. I had a matric vacay planned, all set out, going to Belito with my friends, all of that. And then Coach Timmy Goodwin phoned me and said, "No, I must come in for some tests." And those tests were around my matric holiday. And I spoke to my dad, and he just said, "Listen, you're going to have to make a choice here. Either it's your career or rugby, or you can go on holiday." My first steps was coming here and walking into a lift. The first guy I met here was Biscuit, Johan van Deventer, and he took me down, and that was my first memory of this place. As juniors, we always trained at Milo Park, so we only gymmed here at Joburg Stadium, and it was quite a bit of logistics as a junior. I remember getting lost for the first 4 weeks with a GPS in Johannesburg, coming from Standerton. That's so small. Yeah, you think about guys. Yes, if you, on top of my head, Martin Besaidenout, who played hooker, him and Luan Steenkamp, they were always in the gym. They were the big boys in the squad. And then you have quite a bit fond memories of Rudy Page, David Bulbring. Later in our junior years, Shane Kirkwood, that's Puma's captain now, he was with us in junior ranks. So yes, there's a lot of memories. And back then, Coach Timmy Goodwin told us, we were in the auditorium one day, and he told us, "Listen here, you guys, probably only 4 to 6 of you guys are going to make it one day." And as a junior, you don't think about it that way. He's like, this coach don't really know what he's talking about. And only now you realize that's the hard truth about the rugby in South Africa. There's so much talent, and there's just not enough space for everyone. Yeah, back then I think it was a bit easier for us as juniors. We had an under 19 and an under 21 competition, so I played both of them. I made my Vodacom Cup debut in 2010, my Super Rugby debut in 2011, and when I was busy coming through the ranks, we obviously had a successful Currie Cup in 2011, winning it, and with Super Rugby coming, we didn't do well, and the coach left, and we were down and out. I think we had 2 games to go, and they said, "No, listen here, we're out of Super Rugby." And that's when Coach Johan Ackerman was appointed, Akkies, and we just felt we were in the middle of nowhere. And obviously they had stuff planned for us in 2013, going on an overseas tour, going to America, all this good stuff, just playing games to get ready for the promotion relegation. And that was really tough time, because you didn't really know what's going to happen. We didn't have a sponsor. We played with question marks on our jerseys. So it was a really tough time. And back then Coach Akkers told us we must just stick together as a group, and things will change. Obviously, I trained a bit with the Sharks in 2013. We want to play Super Rugby, and I almost went there, but at the end of the day I stayed at the Lions, and yeah, it's probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Yeah, yes, the group of people we had was just amazing, and working under Coach Akkers and Coach Sways, and they had this idea of the brand of rugby they want to play, and I've always been one of the smaller loose forwards in world rugby, and they said we're going to pick a mobile pack and we're going to be the fittest team on the field and we're going to outrun everybody, and we had this specific game plan that you don't have to go look for the ball, you know the ball is going to come your way, and they always say follow your gut feeling, and I just knew I must stick, and it's yeah. Yeah, it was difficult times, Brendan. I remember we played in Soweto. We played a warm-up game against the Bulls, and it was a Bulls BC side, and we had the players that we played with, and we lost that game. And I remember Coach Sways telling me one of the stories. He said, "Yeah, maybe he made a mistake coming to the Lions, because we didn't know where we were heading to." And playing the promotion relegation, yes, if I can remember correctly, we won it by 2 points, the home and away game, and that was just such a relief for the whole squad. And then we went into Super Rugby 2014. Now, I actually think we won our first 2 or 3 games, and it was amazing. But obviously, we had a young squad, still learning, and we still ended quite low in the log. 2015, we said, okay, if we can just reach the top 8. It will be great, and we missed it by 1 spot, drawing with the Stormers on Newlands. And the next year we said, okay, 2016 we just want to make playoffs, and then we're in a good space, and we made playoffs, and we went all the way. And I really believe, although the team had belief, no one expected us to go to the final. And when we lost that final, horrible weather in Wellington, Coach Akkers said, listen here, this is the lesson we learn out of this. Playing at home is so important for your fans, for traveling, for everything. And then that 2017 final year came, and then we had an amazing season. Only lost 2 games, 1 game against the Jaguars, and then in the final. And that was heartbreaking with that red card we had in the final. Nobody plans to go off on a red card. But that was probably one of the saddest moments in my rugby career, losing that final. Yes, it was. When Rudolph back then told us, I think the stadium was sold out. We played the semi on the Saturday. The stadium was sold out on the Monday, and he said that's the quickest he's sold out Ellis Park in all his years of working. So it was really an amazing opportunity. And that day, it felt like my heart sank into my shoes when Jaco Kriel took out that red card, and I knew Kwagga was one of our jokers on the field. He could have, not like a joker, but he could have changed the game any day, any time, like he's now. And I really believe if we stayed 15 men, but you can say if, but it was a really heartbreaking situation. And afterwards in the change room, that's the kind of group we were. It was sad, lots of tears, but we said we gave it a good go. And the game was maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but that's if again, so you can't go back on it. It was just heartbreaking at the moment. Yes, I really wanted to play a World Cup in my career, and I felt in 2015 I probably had my best chance, and I feel it was also one of my good years in my rugby career. 2015, I played some good rugby, and obviously not making that squad. Coach Akkers just called me in. He said, "Listen here, obviously you're not in the squad. We're going to make you Currie Cup captain, and then we'll take it from there." So from that point on, I realized I can't control which players they select or where you go. And I just realized I have to stick with this team, and we just have to make it work. And I just carried on to do what I have to do and to do what's necessary for the team. And in 2016, I signed in Japan with Kubota Spears. Back then, I wasn't a Springbok, and they thought it's good value for their money to have me with them if you're not playing Springboks, because they need you there for the whole season. And I believe that's the year Coach Alistair Kusia got appointed, and took one or two injuries in the Springbok group, and I got my debut the last game against Ireland, which was also amazing. I just remember standing on the field singing the anthem, and as life once said, my dad was in the stands, and I caught his eyes, and it was just it's such a proud moment. And we both just looked away because we knew that the tears was close, and it was just unbelievable. As a youngster growing up in Standerton, I would have never even dreamt of being a Springbok. I'm actually going to share something now that I probably only shared with Coach Akker throughout my life. And it was tough at the Springboks, and although it's a massive privilege and honor to play there in 2017 when the Springbok group was selected, I was in the group, and I went to Coach Akker in tears. I said, listen here, I don't know if that's the best thing for me as person to go into that group now, because it was so much pressure, and as you said, we were struggling a bit, and the pressure just got to me in a way. And he said, Jakes, just go and enjoy yourself, just play your game. And at the end of the stage, at the end of the day, I went and got injured at the box in 2017, but when I put on that jersey, I always gave it my all. I was never in doubt that this is something I don't want. It was just that pressure and that feeling of almost failure. You don't feel good enough. And people always ask me what it is to play against the All Blacks, and it's an amazing feeling. But I think both times I played against them, we got 50 points, and it was just always difficult, because in Super Rugby you played against them, then you feel like, yes, we can take those guys, and when those guys put on international jerseys, they're just on a different level, and then you start asking yourself questions, why can't we beat these guys? And they were actually beatable. I definitely think about it. Sometimes I lie in bed and it's like, again, the what if. Like, what if I didn't get injured in that one game against Australia? Where would my career be today? And at some stage you just have to drop all the questions you have and just trust in the Lord that He's got this perfect plan for you. And I have to stop asking questions for my personal space and just trust in the plan. But definitely I've thought about it a lot, and you always think, yes, if I could only stay on the field a bit longer, would you reach 50 caps? Would you reach 20 caps? I always have this great memory of Steven Kitsoff. Me and him made our debuts together, and to see where he is today is just a benchmark of what hard work and all that passion, and just when it goes the right way, it can really be an amazing career. Definitely. I wasn't part of the group on the 2018 final. I was still under my shoulder rehab and all of that after my 2 surgeries. But I really felt for the group, and going to play against the Crusaders there is not an easy task. But at a stage, if you look back at that now, our best chance was probably the 2017 year, where we probably had all the odds for us in that year. But and it just felt good. I remember thinking, okay, 2014 we played Currie Cup final away, and coach said, okay, let's just get a home Currie Cup. And 2015 we played here, we won it, and I almost thought it's like a pattern that's going to repeat itself. 2016 we had a away final, lost it. At 2017 home final, but yeah, as you said, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. No, definitely not. I think at the time it felt like the right decision for me at the time. But yeah, Gloucester also had his challenges, and I felt guilty leaving my dad behind back then, because he was 2 years into his M&D illness, and he was deteriorating quite a bit. And every day there, he would never tell me it's difficult, but every day there I almost felt guilty being over there and leaving him back home. And it was also difficult for me there because it was injury on injury on injury on injury. So having so many injuries at the Union, you never feel part of the group. You never feel part of the setup. And that's not the other people's fault. That's just your own human being. You start to doubt yourself. Am I good enough for the setup? Am I worthy to be here? And after my ankle surgery, I just told Coach Akkers, listen coach, I gave it a go. I really want to come home. And yeah, all credit for him and David Humphreys back then. They said, listen here, we'll release you from your contract and you can come back home. Yeah, in 2020 October he passed away. I came back in end of 2019, and I was here for 3 months, and then COVID came. So freaking hell, I didn't even see him up until August for the first time face to face. And then I was here at Alice Park one day, and my stepmom phoned me. It's like, listen, you know, my dad is in hospital. I just went to Coach Cash. It's like, I have to go now. And I wasn't even out of the gate, and the doctor phoned me. It's like, listen, yeah, your dad didn't make it. So I came back mostly to spend more time with him, but unfortunately COVID took that away from me. Yeah, he was, me and him went through a lot. I mean, yeah, it's a story of my life. Like, we were 5 siblings, and he was my last one to pass away. So that's my only direct family I had left. And me and him throughout my career, and so say high school and career, we were like this, and we just stood together, and it's like we were gonna fight life. And he got remarried in 2009, and we had an amazing journey from there. And losing him is probably one of the things I miss the most. He always sat there in a suite, and just going to him after the game, just to get that loving feeling, is probably the thing I miss the most. The Lions, they're my family. Yes, they were the people that were with me through the difficult times. I mean, there's friends here that became my best friends, and there's just this place. I love this place. It's been amazing. I'm lost for words, because there's no other words that come to mind other than family. In no place it's perfect. I know we've been in the media quite a bit the last couple of months, but it's still family, and I really love this place, and I've given my all, and Rudolph had faith in me all these years. The people, Altman, the coaches, they always backed me. So they always talk about the love-hate relationship, but this was both ways. It was amazing. Yeah, I would really like to stay in rugby. I started coaching at Garsfontein Hoërskool from Feb, and I really enjoyed it, working with the kids. So that made me realize rugby is really a passion, because sometimes you started at the end of your career, when you're full of injuries and pain, you start to doubt yourself, your love for rugby and what it's given you, what it's taken away. And just working with those kids just made me realize, yes, I've got so much to give. Life lessons, rugby lessons, experience, and even before I started playing rugby, I had a teacher at school that made a massive difference in my life, and I always said, I want to be like him. I want to change lives. I want to make young people's lives better, and they must remember me for that, not for my legacy on the field. They must remember me for the person that I'm off the field and where I helped them. And I really feel that's the opportunity I'm going to get now to change young people's lives. And it's not written in pen yet, but I'll stay in the rugby system. Things that will really stick to me, that's actually quite weird. Me and Andries lived together for 4 or 5 years, just here behind the stadium in Kensington. And we lived with Faf for a couple of years, and with Akker van der Merwe a couple of years. So we were always close to the stadium. And I think the moments I'll cherish forever is being in the suite after the game and closing the stadium with all the staff. That was amazing time. Yeah, fail Coke. That was amazing memories, and that's where I built so many relationships. And for me, the off-field memories is more valuable than the on-field memories. And I saw Coach Johan van Graan the other day at the school festival, and he always said in a Springbok meeting, memories is all we have. And I never really appreciated the quote or understood the quote till now. It's like memories is all you have. And you talk about the favorite memories, and there's so many. And I owe it all to this place, because there's so many memories. You can't just put your finger on one. And I'm so grateful for this amazing career, or for me it was an amazing journey and career. It's just the fans. It's I think I spoke about it the other day. It's like, thank you for the fans that stuck with us in 2011, 2012, 2013, when we were down and out and nothing. And we still see some of those same faces being at Emirates Airline Park every weekend. Thank you for the fans. Thank you for the fans that filled up the stadium. Build relationships throughout the years with some of them, and it's amazing to have you. I don't think you guys realize what you mean to us. It's amazing to know you always have our backs, no matter what. And thank you for all the support.